How did martial arts make me a Power Ranger? My origin story. Well, if you guys have seen the first video that I put out here with Fanward, which was how I got the job, you can get the full-blown story on how I got the role. Now, when it comes to the main question, what was your first ever memory around martial arts and who inspired you to start? My first memories are with my father. Strike fighting, kenpo, boxing, and like all little kids at age 3, 4, we'd wrestle on the carpet and he'd throw me around and, we'd wrestle and I'd attack him, and I was a 4-year-old lion in my own mind and I was coming to get dad, and he'd grab me and throw me and pin me and tickle me, and that was kind of the thing. That was my very earliest experience. What I didn't realize at the time, when I would grab an arm, he does what I now do, or did when my kids were little, which they really still are in my mind. I would go to grab a wrist and he would escape. Simple things that I picked up just in an innate fashion. Dogs become incredible fighters on the street. They're not trained. They get their training through practice fighting. They will all roll around, tumble, and play fight. That's fight training. It's not too different from what boys and girls can do on the street or do actually in reality on the street. There's a lot to be gained from simulating that fight and figuring out what a punch looks like, when you're gonna trip, when you're gonna fall, what grabbing an arm, when to push, when to pull. Earliest memories would have been with my father, and then at age 5 I was in my first judo dojo. I was the youngest guy there. The next youngest group of kids there were 11 and up. So I got very comfortable very quickly with fighting people twice my size. And I mean, I'm 5'9". I'm not a huge guy to begin with. So everybody I fight, for the most part, is at least my height, if not bigger. And it's the guys my size and smaller that I pay the most attention to. Not that big guys can't do immense damage. We all know they can. But the guys my size, I know how fast and flexible they can be. And that is just as dangerous as big and powerful, but in a different way.